What's up, soul family? It's another day on Starship Earth, and we're sending gratitude into the cosmos. In today's video, I want to talk about some spiritual ego traps that are best to be avoided on the awakening journey. There are certain perceptions or beliefs that circulate the spiritual community that tend to only stifle our own growth and expansion and keep us rooted in fear or separation. One of these beliefs or perceptions that I want to talk about is the belief that this ascension process is all about entering into the fifth dimension and escaping this reality, escaping the third dimension. But the thing is that, yes, we are entering into the fifth dimension. We are entering into higher dimensions of consciousness. But we are still rooted here in the third dimension. We're meant to bring this higher spiritual energy into the third dimension and integrate it into our present reality. So this doesn't mean that we are leaving the third dimension. These higher dimensions are something that we can access by entering into higher states of consciousness and then anchoring this energy into our present reality. We're meant to experience this present reality to its fullest. This kind of mentality that we need to be saved by some external force and that we need to escape our reality to achieve any sort of happiness or peace of mind tends to leave us in a victim mindset, thus blocking us from experiencing any peace of mind in our present moment. This hinders our own ability to achieve happiness, when happiness is always present when we tune into it. And true healing and expansion comes from embracing each aspect of this experience. We are meant to live in the present moment and enjoy this experience. This physical existence is a gift that our souls get to experience and navigate through with the awareness of our own consciousness. This has been passed down to us through many different teachings and many different belief systems. That we are the rainbow bridge that connects heaven and earth, that connects the higher dimensions, the higher planes of existence with the third dimension, connecting these higher energies with earth. This is speaking of the balance of both worlds, the balance of both energies. We're the middle ground between both of these worlds. And this transition into 5D, into the fifth dimension, is happening within your own self. You are a multi-dimensional being that has access to many different dimensions, many different planes of existence. So it's important to remember that this highly spiritual energy, these higher states of consciousness that you are accessing and receiving downloads, insights, and divine inspiration, they really do us no good if we aren't integrating this energy into our physical reality. So it's important to remember to ground yourself into the physical. Ground yourself into the present moment. Okay, so another spiritual illusion or trap that I want to talk about is the illusion that you have to be a certain way to be spiritual. That you have to talk a certain way or act a certain way or dress a certain way to be spiritual. This is a grand illusion, because when we place these limitations on ourselves, when we take this label and put it in a box where you have to meet certain standards to fit into this box, we are only restricting ourselves from growth and expansion. When we put these limitations onto ourselves, we are putting ourselves into this box, and we are putting spirituality into a box. When spirituality is more about freedom of self, and it's more about our personal connection to the divine. So when we create these rules and dogmas, we are only attempting to restrict ourselves and to restrict others of their own growth and their own unique self-expression. I mean, a lot of this is happening. If you look at social media, they're starting to censor people's unique expression, people's truth. People are being censored for speaking their truth, for standing in their truth. And their truth just happens to go against certain agendas that are in control of these platforms. And this dynamic has been happening for centuries, where people are getting silenced for standing in their light and speaking their truth. The only way that we can break this cycle is by destroying these judgments and these restrictions that were first created by the egoic mind. By shedding these parts of ourself, these egoic patterns, through awareness and through energetic transformation, we can free ourselves from these karmic patterns. Another illusion on this spiritual journey that I want to talk about is the illusion that you are already ascended or enlightened and you have nothing left to learn. You have nowhere else to expand on. This can really stifle our own growth, because it's just like reaching level 20 in an RPG, but you claim that you're the highest level and you have nowhere else to gain XP, to gain experience. But the reality is that in this life we have unlimited levels, and you just skip through a lifetime of side quests and experience that you can expand yourself on and to gain more soul wisdom. I feel that true wisdom in this life is knowing that we truly know nothing. Knowing how much we truly don't know, and that we can always learn more. We can learn more about ourselves and this world. Because the only constant in this reality is change. We are always changing. We are always expanding. Along with this belief is the illusion that you are somehow higher than others because you are going through an awakening process, because you have experienced spiritual or mystical like experiences, or because you have the awareness to see through the illusions that are placed upon us by society. So you place yourself on a pedestal higher than others. And this is a grand illusion, because this separates yourself from the oneness we have with everything. And when you do this, you are seeing the divine within yourself, but you are failing to see the divine nature within others. Just because someone is not yet aware of their own divine nature doesn't mean that divine nature doesn't exist. Everyone is operating at their own level of awareness. We all have our own unique perception, and not everyone can see in the way that you can see, in the way that you perceive. Everyone and everything is all connected to the same source consciousness. We are all roots coming from the same tree, and we are all streams connected to the same ocean. Alright guys, that's the message that I wanted to share with you today. Subscribe to my channel, Soul Expansion, if you want to hear more messages from me in the future. Peace guys, you have an amazing day.